Hey, John.
Metronomes are cool.
They're great. Hey, let's clink glasses.
All right, word.
Welcome to the fourth episode.
Oh, man. That was really loud.
It sure was. Welcome to the fourth episode of The Bite-Sized Lemons.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime. Let's take a sip of our cola.
All right, so today we are brought to you by Old Fashioned Root Beer, as well as Wendy Terrence Banana Bread.
Not a sponsor.
No, she's a sponsor. She gave us food.
True. And we need food to live.
Hey,
so.
Amen to that.
Amen.
Hey, here's to you.
To Wendy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, you're not even holding your glass. This is awkward.
Okay, cheers.
All right, boom. Baby time.
Done.
All right, there we go. Well, that was a bit of fun.
Okay, so we were thinking about doing... Take it away.
All right, so today, since both Alistair and I are musical people, we were thinking about doing some sweet, sweet musical things by talking about some of our favorite musical endeavors done by video games. So, little quests, if you will, the journeys that span across time that are video games.
So we're going to talk about our favorite music from certain franchises.
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm so down.
Okay. So, we are going to do top three.
Top three franchises, and then we'll just list a couple songs that we think are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to go first? Me go first.
You go first.
Okay. I'm going to say number 3 for me is the Halo franchise.
Okay.
Which, I mean, Martin O'Donnell is the
Martin
reason...
O'Donnell is so freaking OP.
He is pretty OP. He's the reason I'm a music major, and more specifically, a theory and comp major. So
Really?
yeah, I'm theory and comp major, which means I am a music major without the fun.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 Well, I mean, without, like, all the music and comp, we wouldn't have music now.
That's very true.
I mean, boom. Mozart would be proud.
He's dead.
He would be like, I'm going to high-five your nose with my hair.
You know he's not a composer anymore?
Yeah.
He's a decomposer. Yeah.
Man, these are the jokes.
These are the jokes, people. Right off the bat in Halo 3, when Cortana's like, hey, John, you know why I chose you?
I know.
And John's like, I'm burning up through the atmosphere right now. Burning. Luck is what's playing, and it is just
gold.
Really pretty.
It's just gold.
It's so gorgeous. I'd love to conduct it.
Yeah, it's just gold. Gosh, that series, honestly, just the music in it is so fitting for what it was trying to convey.
Yeah.
It is so epic, and it is so heartfelt. And you really, honestly, you get the character of John, Master Chief, through that music.
Yeah.
I think that, because he doesn't talk much, and when,
especially not in the first one.
Yeah, you never see his face or anything. The music is kind of what brings his character to life.
Yeah.
It really allows you to plug into it, so that's really cool.
And then I guess, of course, you have the bum ba-dum bum bum. Bum,
yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. It's
so good.
Epic. It's so epic.
It's so epic. You're like, man, I kill aliens all day. This is great.
I think it's what really separated like Call of Duty to me from Halo. Halo is just on a different level.
Yeah, Call of Duty is just like weird guitar stuff. It's like,
it's like the Wonder Woman theme. It's like, why are you metal?
What is happening here?
Yeah, so Halo is probably
and also
way up there for me.
Halo not only has been like Halo, I think was my first like big step into a first-person shooter kind of game.
I think it's my own. I tried Gears of War, but
yeah, Gears of War wasn't my style. I played a lot of multiplayer COD, but I mainly played Halo. Halo was kind of my jams because I just liked playing with my friends and watching them get all angry because it was hilarious. And I would just be like, cool, Spartan laser to the face. Like, sucks. Because I've never really been like a super competitive player, but I really enjoy just like being good enough to like mess with people who are super competitive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is great. Like, I just feel so good about myself afterwards.
Yeah, Halo was great, and Martin O'Donnell's one of my favorite composers of all time. So,
also, Alistair and I played through a couple of the Halos together, and that was really cool.
We've done 3 and 4. Have we done 2?
I don't know. We need to figure that out.
We're gonna do it at some point anyway.
Yeah.
Because when I get an Xbox One, which will be in like 2 years, when like the Xbox 2 is out, we're gonna play through the Master Chief Collection, which is
the Xbox 360 and 1.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you heard that. It was my dad yawning. Shout out to Ian.
There we go. What a guy.
What a legend. Yeah, but we're gonna play through the remastered versions because they look amazing.
They're absolutely stunning. I'm like, man, that is a lot of sweat.
Wow, that Arbiter looks so scary.
Also, that is so much sweat.
In what?
On
Sergeant
Johnson.
Yeah, he is so nasty.
He is such a sweaty man. Oh man, they made him so sweaty. I was like, whoa, I'm gonna drown in this. All right.
you know, someone was Sergeant Johnson's sweat like supervisor for Halo.
They were like, hey, we're gonna remaster these games. What do you think would make?
Can I do the sweat?
Oh, all right.
Sorry.
Look here,
I need to do the sweat for Sergeant Johnson. I need to.
Okay. Well,
you're hired, Steve.
You're hired, Steve. We already pay you.
Anyway, all right. What is your franchise in number 3 place?
My number 3 franchise has to be, I think, Pokemon Emerald.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Actually, I really like the remastered stuff that they did for Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby.
Yes, so much brass.
Yeah, I am in love with brass instruments and
trombone player.
Yeah, so that's me. And it was such a great. I think it's like really nostalgic for me because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Emerald was the first game that I actually played through alone. Zelda Ocarina of Time was the first game that I played through and beat, but my brother was there helping me along. And Emerald version was the first game that I didn't have any outside help beating. And so Emerald also is my birthstone, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And I was like, Emeralds are so cool. And then I bought the game, and I beat it, and I was like, man, this game is the freaking best. Like, I love this stuff. And then, like, I was just in love with that game, and I have so much tied in emotion of, like, man, I'm a kid that's, like, going through, like, I don't know, the problems that, like, an 8 or 9-year-old has. It's just like, man, those problems don't matter because Emerald version's here, and Emerald version's awesome. So, problems, you can go eat a lemon.
Yeah.
So, I think, like, all of the Slayport Town and, what is it, Lily Cove?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lily Cove, I listened to that on the Alpha Sapphire Remastered recently because I'm playing through it again. And I just sat there in that town. I just listened to that song, and I was like, man, this song is so just, like, soothing to me in, like, the weirdest way. Like, I'm just having a grand time. Like, this is, like, I'm transcending into Lily Cove and just having a grand old time. Like,
yeah, that's the thing about Pokemon music, is it's so enveloping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like, I'm gonna go slap a Wailmer and, like, just have a...
punch a Pelipper till I get a lucky egg.
Good times.
Yeah.
I think that kind of is my... yeah. I think that takes my third spot.
What did you think about the Delta episode? Like, the Deoxys theme remaster was pretty sweet.
Yeah. I was all about that.
Yeah. I had my AKG mixing headphones on for that part, and I just blasted it.
It was pretty good.
It was good stuff. Wiki wiki wah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I think Delta episode makes me think of Gen 3, makes me segue. Jirachi's being distributed right now.
Yeah, I got my Jirachi.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I still haven't got mine.
It's so good, actually.
How many,
I'm in love with it.
Oh.
Yeah, not like...
Romantic.
No. Right, so we'll cut that out.
Waifu.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name is Sharon.
So her name is Sharon, and we've actually got a ceremony planned.
Oh.
So
Congratulations, dude.
I hope that you can be there.
I
have plans.
I do not accept Pokemon and human relationships.
Yeah, neither do I.
Anyway.
We're looking at you.
Oh boy. Savagery. Anyway. That's an inside joke that like one person, well, probably more than one person would get if they listen to this.
I really hope they don't.
I really hope they don't too. Anyway. Alright, my number 2. Ready?
Alright, let's go.
Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
Specifically Twilight Princess.
Okay.
When I first played that game, well, you saw me play that game.
Yeah.
Literally every second of me playing that game.
So, Alistair and I introduced him to The Legend of Zelda.
It's true.
Via this game. It was the first one that we played,
Twilight
right?
Princess, yeah.
And we played the Wii version, and it was pretty freaking great. There were some moments in that game that kind of threw everyone for a loop.
Yeah.
And, it was really intense. I think you got into the story really, really well.
Yeah, I mean, I just fell in love with Midna and Link, and, well, that specific Link.
Mm-hmm.
And
Raven, the horse.
Raven, my horse.
Yeah.
I love that game.
We were watching some Teen Titans,
yeah.
And then he was like, Raven's a pretty cool character.
Raven's one of my faves.
And then you were like, I'm going to name my horse Raven. And
yeah.
I was like, ooh, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
So Twilight Princess, actually blew my mind the first time I played it. And we're playing through it again right now where... for anyone who doesn't know, you switch between regular Link form and then Wolf Link.
Mm-hmm.
So John is playing as regular Link and I'm playing as Wolf Link.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think that this game was dark enough, gritty enough for a really good introduction to that series, and because the other ones are a little bit more playful, and I feel like you have a more serious tone to you. And
sure.
So, looking into those games, you really got into it on the right foot,
mm-hmm.
and then you were able to appreciate everything else in the other games.
At the end of the other 2 games that I've finished, I'm playing Ocarina right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we played
Wind Waker
and Skyward Sword, and I loved both of those games a lot. Yeah. But literally the first thing out of my mouth was, "That was really good." But it wasn't Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I mean, Twilight Princess, I'm pretty sure was just a holy grail for you. So it's
it's in my top 3 games of all time.
Yeah, I mean, it deserves to be. It's got a lot going for it.
Yeah,
it's kind of expedited towards the end, but I think that that just I really appreciate what they did with that game. So,
So Midna's theme or
mm-hmm.
Midna's Lament.
Yeah,
I literally, because. I mean, you watched me play it, so I just stopped.
Yeah.
Put the controller down and listened. Because I was like, this is beautiful.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. And then Skyward Sword has what I think is the most beautiful sound recording of all time.
Yeah.
Which is the Zelda's Lullaby from Skyward Sword.
Mm-hmm.
I am in love with that piece of music.
It's so good.
I think that Zelda's Lullaby is the most beautiful piece of music ever written.
Wow.
Seriously.
I mean, hey.
I love that piece.
I think it's great. I think that it also really speaks out to a lot of the fans because it's pretty much in every...
Oh, it's a staple. Yeah. That particular arrangement, though, with the, the harp and then the flute and then it switches to the oboe,
mm-hmm.
just, wow.
It's really good.
It's stunning.
It's so good. It's so enveloping.
Mm-hmm.
It's so encapsulating, and you really feel what the composer's trying to do, I think.
Yeah. And then the last one from Zelda is The Lost Woods. That one. I put that in every jazz solo that I can. Like when because I'm in jazz band at my school, and most people never catch it. But I always play that, and like if I'm playing at a church, I put that in the lead guitar line or the bass line or something.
It's so good.
Yeah, but that's
so good.
I play that all the time. Anyway, so that's my number 2 is Zelda.
My number 2 goes to a game that I actually didn't play with Alistair. It goes to Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
Which is like your fave.
Yeah. Well, Kingdom Hearts is my second favorite series currently.
Next to Zelda?
Next to Zelda.
Yeah.
And Pokemon's a close third. But, like, Kingdom Hearts was... Okay, so here's a little story. All right, kiddos, gather around the campfire. I actually played through Kingdom Hearts this past summer, so the summer of 2015. And I played through the games with my buddy Reggie, and he brought his game over. Shout out to Reggie. Reggie's a cool
Reginald.
guy. Yeah, that guy's pretty sweet. So Reggie's pretty cool, and he brought his games over, and we played through them, and we literally sat down and played for like 2-3 weeks, just like grinding out these games.
Yeah, anytime I came over, it was like, hey guys, no, we're playing Kingdom Hearts.
Like, you don't understand. And the thing is, like, it starts off like, oh, this is a Disney game, like, duh, you know, this is adorable. And I was like, all right, I can get into this. Like, I'm for some pretty adorable stuff. And then, like, just later in the series, it was just like, oh, yeah, so emotions are really cool. We're going to destroy yours. And I was like, oh.
Why?
Yeah, because at the end of the first game, it got pretty intense. Then, like, you're playing through all the spin-offs and all of the in-betweens and stuff, and you're like, whoa, pump the brakes. And they're like, nah, I'm good. We're just gonna friggin' hightail it down this freeway. Yeah, and then boom, they just go, and it's just like emotion everywhere. And one of the key things that they have is this beautiful tinkling piano part. Just like this twinkling upper register piano that just kind of rings throughout all of it. The opening theme is called Dearly Beloved. And that kind of sets the stage for all of it because it has that piano part in it. And oh man, every time I hear that, it just like brings back all of the emotion that I felt while playing that game. Because at that time I was also like going through a lot of friend trouble and going through like a lot of loneliness. And that game's all about like, you know, igniting friendship within people. And that was something that was really important to me. And every time I hear that, I think back like, wow, my friends are really, really awesome. And they're also like half the reason why I really enjoy being alive, you know, connections and stuff. And that game really brought it out in me. I was all about it. And so I was able to connect with that via the music. Because every time I hear those kinds of songs, really fires me up. And then there's also like the 13th Struggle and all that kind of stuff that comes later in, I think, the second game or even 1.5. You know, you have these kind of like really, really intense like violin parts. Yeah, so I was like, oh man, this is so epic. And I was like, oh, this is so good. When it gets a little choiry, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I appreciate what you're doing. I still love you, but it's not my favorite, you know?
Fair enough.
Yeah, because they're like, and I'm like, oh, this needs to stop. Oh man, that was really loud. Okay, so yeah, I mean, Kingdom Hearts was pretty much the jams. I loved it.
Yeah.
Music from that really hit me.
We've listened to a bit of it in the car because I've never played them. And yeah, they have some killer, like, especially the battle music is wild.
Yeah. And then, you know, some of it's pulled from Disney and some of it's pulled from that stuff.
Which is classic music. So.
Which is great. But the original stuff is just stellar for me.
Awesome. I'm going to do a couple let's do like our honorable mentions
Okay.
before we go straight into number one.
Sounds good.
I guess probably my number 4 in this case would be Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah.
Because I totally forgot about that until right now.
Thomas Is Alone is your jam.
I love that game. We'll probably do a top 5 video game episode at one point.
Yeah.
Like our favorites. Yeah. But Thomas Is Alone, what a video game, man.
It's pretty stellar.
It's pretty much an emotional ride, but the characters are rectangles and squares.
Yeah.
It sounds so dumb, but the music will... I cried multiple times during that game.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not even like, an orchestra or anything. It is so simplistic. It is...
Yeah, it's minimalist electronic music.
Yeah, but
which is so bizarre, but it's great.
Yeah, it's blowing. It's mind blowing. It's so good.
Yeah. So I mean, if you had to describe it, it'd pretty much be bleep, blop, bloop,
bleep, blop, boop,
bleep, blop, blop, bloop. That's it. And it's great. Anyway, you should listen to it. But do you have any honorable mentions you want to throw out there?
I think my honorable mentions go to Halo. Of course, is one of them. I know it made your top 3, so we won't go back into that. But I really did enjoy the Halo themes.
They're great.
A couple of other ones we have, some of the smaller Legend of Zelda games I really got into. They have a lot of like Minish Cap and Seasons and Ages. Those songs just kind of bring back a little bit because those are the games that I played alone, just on my SP, and I was like, yeah, my Game Boy SP's the jams, and I would just play and I'd be like, man, I've got these boots and they make me run fast. So I really like those.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are others. I just can't think of them right now.
I know. Only other one I can think of for me is Wolf Among Us, which it's got this it's pretty much got one theme, which is this really smooth detective theme. Yeah. But every time it pops up after the extremely heavy dialogue scenes, it's just it puts the entire puzzle together for me. So I just love that one as well.
All right, your number 1.
Number 1. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the t-shirt.
I mean you're not even wrong.
It's Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
For me. My favorite... Well, I think Zelda's Lullaby, in my opinion, is the most beautiful piece of music ever written. But my favorite piece of music ever is from Pokemon Gold and Silver. Specifically Silver, because Silver was my first video game ever. Oh, excuse me, the root beer burps. Yeah, that game changed my life and is continuing to change my life every time I play it.
Yeah.
I'm on my 21st run through right now.
Wow,
actually.
That's pretty intense.
It's ridiculous. I play it more than once a year.
One time for every year that you've been alive.
Ooh, that's good.
There we go.
Because there was that summer that I played it 5 times.
Yeah, that was your 1 through 5. You had to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby Alistair couldn't play the Game Boy.
He couldn't. Even though I did get it when I was 4.
You're just like, I'm a baby. This is delicious.
The wildest part about that game is I remember playing that on the plane.
Back from, or to America.
Yeah. When I was so young. And that's Ecruteak City. Is literally the piece that was playing in my gigantic headphones. It wasn't because they were good. It's because that's how big they were in 1995 or 2000.
In the year you were born.
But yeah, I remember getting to America. I'm like, it is so hot here. And I was listening to Ecruteak City.
Yeah, that's really stellar.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful one. And they did it at the Pokemon reorchestrated thing, the Symphonic Evolutions. Whew, got through that one.
Woo!
But that's beautiful. And then my alarm clock is New Barktown.
Yeah.
The very first thing you hear in Soul Silver. And so I mean, I played through Silver originally. It was my very first game, and then they remade it in 2010. So 10 years later, I played this game, and it starts out on New Barktown, and I like break down crying because I'm like
single time.
every memory just came back. Anyway,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, Pokemon's my number one. You've got like the Ilex Forest where you meet Celebi. Oh, just that. And now that I'm like in a music degree, I'm finally learning what all this music means and why they chose that. Anyway, but
yeah, definitely.
like I said earlier, the reason I love Pokemon so much is because the music is so enveloping. So yeah, Pokemon's
also
definitely
like
my number
the
one.
movies and stuff that come out. Those some of those songs resonate with you, right?
Yeah, I love like Mew's theme and Lugia's theme.
Yeah,
I love Lugia's theme.
it's pretty good.
Anytime I sit down at a piano and I don't know what to play, I usually play that.
That's so good.
Or Zelda's Lullaby. But
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, so
Pokemon takes the cake.
takes the cake, takes the pie,
takes the Pokeblock,
takes the poffin.
takes the Poffin. Oh man, Gen 4.
Why did you have a trail of tears?
Oh boy. So okay, we ready for my number one?
I'm so ready.
Okay. My number one is really silly, actually.
Really?
Yeah. My number one is the Mario series.
Seriously?
Yep.
Interesting.
Because the thing is, okay, here's a little shout out to my brother Mike.
Hey, Mike.
My brother and I grew up playing video games together. And our whole thing was, I was the little brother, so I always kind of got like pushed around because that's what big brothers do.
You're player 2.
I was always player 2,
Yep.
and I was always watching my brother play a lot of these Mario games, whether it was like, Paper Mario was such a phenomenal soundtrack. Thousand Year Door was so good. And then, of course, the classics like Mario 64 for me, like
That's
that was a
soundtrack.
classic for me. And it just hit me like when we were thinking about ideas for this little episode, I was like, man, okay, let's think about video game music. And the first thing that popped in my head was ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-bum. And I was like, oh man. And then the second thing that popped in my head was the weird like bomb theme. And like I was like, oh man, like a lot of the music that I jam to, like that I just kind of listen to subconsciously, like that plays through my head sometimes during like tests when I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh man, what is this, like the statistical diagram of this craziness? Like, what is the spread? And I'm like, oh crap. It's just like, I'm like, oh man, this is so good. I really enjoy it. And then of course, as we got older, Mike and I started listening to a lot of like weird electronic music.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of that music, for Mike at least, was a lot of the Mario themes played in like a weird, like pre-dubstep techno area. Yeah. And I listened to that still. Like I was playing through my music today and I ran into a few of those songs and I was like, this is so good. I love this. And then Mario Galaxy came out. Oh man, Mario Galaxy has some phenomenal music.
I've actually listened to that whole soundtrack online.
It's so
that OST
good.
Is wild.
Yeah, I am honestly all about it. So I think Mario definitely Mario games I enjoy quite a bit. I enjoy playing through them. I really, really love the Mario RPGs. Like Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi, all of those. The newer Mario and Luigi's are kind of weird to me, but I really liked Superstar Saga. Of course, both of the first two Paper Marios, of course, were my jam. I just love those games. And then, those kind of RPG games that focus around Mario are pretty much the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
the platformers,
those are a lot of fun, but they're not so much score based.
right, and they're also not really, you're not supposed to be able to super connect to the story of it.
Yeah.
It's just this plumber saving a princess, go, and you're like, sounds good.
Then you've got the classic Bowser laugh, which is probably my favorite part of those games.
It's so good. Yeah. So here's to Mario.
Cheers to Mario.
Here's to Mike. Here's to Mario. We had a good old time. That was pretty good. So we have about 30 more minutes to talk about something else. This is actually a 2-part episode.
Oh, lucky
Gotcha.
you. Gotcha. So what we're going to do is we have not made a cup, but we have a cup that has a cute little Iron Man on it and a bunch of Iron Man faces.
It's actually not cute. It's kind of terrifying.
It's actually kind of scary. Yes.
Yeah,
He's so dead-faced.
Yeah, he looks so sad, actually.
Oh, he looks like a moo-moo.
Yeah, he does. You're not
this
even
would be a
wrong.
great moo-moo skin. You can't see what
man.
we're looking at, but it's a little, like, giant circle-headed Iron Man.
Yeah, he's so sad.
Anyway, within this magical Amumu Iron Man baby cup, we have 17 pieces of paper on which there are Pokemon types.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pick one at random for every episode or every couple episodes or so, and we'll talk about our favorite Pokemon of that type. Pokemon. Oh my gosh, that video. Anyway, so here we go. I'm going to shake it up. Shake it up. Shake it up. Uptown, shake it up. John, pick one of these.
Oh man, I grabbed like 15.
One of the things.
Okay.
Pick one of the things.
I'm still messing this up.
Baby Iron
Alright, here we
Man.
go.
Baby
Iron Man. He is so sad. He just looks like he wants to cry.
Oh, I crumpled these up real good.
Yeah, this is like unraveling a fortune cookie.
Yay!
We just got the it was quite a shiny. I tried to make a steel pun. I really did. Alistair.
Wow, they're really hard.
Boo.
What? That was better than yours. Anyway, so we got steel type. So we're gonna take a second to deliberate what our favorites are.
It's so weird.
So I don't know how this happened, but we made a list of things, and we ended up talking about bodybuilder Pokemon, and we got onto some fusion Pokemon. One's Pikachu and Machoke, and it is glorious.
It's so good. Looks like strawberry lemonade. Oh man, it's so good.
I'm definitely gonna put that in the
Look
thumbnail.
At this. It's so good.
Can you save that? Send it to me?
Yes, I will.
Oh my gosh. Anyway,
Man, what a lad.
what were we talking about? Steel types.
Yeah. The hardest of abs.
The hardest of all. So we came up with a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 categories.
Yeah,
they are cute, awesomeness, competitiveness, the worst, and then there's a weird shout out Pokemon, and then our overall favorite.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first or me?
Yeah, I will go first.
Okay.
Okay. Cute goes to the mythical Pokemon Jirachi.
Hey!
Because that thing is adorable.
It is super adorable. Oh, and you just got one. That's probably why it's fresh on your mind.
Yeah. And also, it's also adorable. I love that
adorable.
Thing. It's so cool. It's just like, hey, I'm a little star. And we're like, man, you're so cool.
Aww.
Yeah, it's just like, he's standing there. He's like, my head is way too big. You're like, oh, you're like a little baby. Just you annihilate things by telling them that their future is non-existent because they die.
Yes.
Doom Desire.
Jirachi's pretty competitively viable Pokemon because it's got
So it's got this ability called Serene Grace.
Serene Grace, yeah.
And it makes the secondary effects happen more often.
It doubles the percentage.
Yeah, so
which is wild.
Yeah. So basically what you do is you change it to something like Iron Head, and I'm pretty sure Iron Head does the flinch.
I think it's 40% flinch rate.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, so half of the time you're not going to get to attack. Couple that with Attract, and you're just literally locking people out.
Yeah, so you've got like 80% chance of
Not
flinching.
doing anything.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Plus, also, he has a straight 100 stat set like all the mythical Pokemon, so you can... And he's Steel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I say he because he's he in Explorers of Time.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think of him as a guy.
Sounds good.
Anyway, because he's genderless. Anyway, yeah, so you can build them pretty much any way you want, which is pretty nuts. And 100's not a bad stat.
Yeah, it's not
Especially when you've got stab moves like Iron Head and stuff.
Bam!
So, anyway, yeah,
Right.
Jirachi's really good.
Cuteness.
My cuteness is a tie.
Cuteness.
Cuteness between Aaron.
All right.
Little baby
Look,
Aaron.
yeah, it's a little peanut head. Like,
Aw.
he's got a little bowling ball for a face.
He's so cute.
Little crazy blue beady eyes sticking out from the back.
Or red eyes
Yeah.
if he's shiny.
Oh,
Ugh. Didn't even think
he's
of
so
that.
scary. He's like, hello,
Hello, my name is Aaron.
I have come to eat your children.
No!
No, please.
Aaron, no! Yeah, he's super cute, but it's also a tie between him and Mawile.
Really?
I love Mawile.
Really?
I also don't exactly know how to say Mawile.
Mawile?
Is it Mawile?
It's Mawile.
Mawile?
That's how
Where
I've
is he
always
on
said
the
it.
poster?
Mawile. Mawile. There he is. He's sitting next to the Sableye and above the Flygon.
Mawile?
Yeah.
M-A-W-I-L-E.
Yeah.
Mawile.
Mawile.
Mawile?
Mawile.
I'm gonna stay with Mawile
Okay.
because I think it's funny.
Mawile.
Mawile. Anyway,
Clean up on aisle 10, the maw aisle. All the moms are like,
hey, where do you
these
find your
babies are just everywhere. They're like, look at all these diapers.
Wow, what a legend someone would be if a kid was like, I lost my mother, help me find him. And they'd be like, and the kid's wearing a Pokemon t-shirt. So they go, oh, you'll find her in the Maw aisle.
And they're like, nobody says it like that.
They're like, it's Mawile, idiot.
And he punches you in the stomach and takes all your candy.
With a kid in the Pokemon shirt? What a legend. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have to start speeding through these, man.
That's solid.
So Mawile is adorable, even though it has a giant monster on its back that wants to eat your soul. And your babies. Everything I love wants to eat your babies.
Sounds good. All right, let's talk about awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
Awesomeness goes to the fighting samurai craziness of...
Bishop.
I actually don't think it's a samurai. But
it's a knight?
Yeah, well, it's a bishop, but
Oh.
like it's based off the chess, right?
Right.
So
right.
Poniard, Bisharp. And Bisharp just looks so cool. Like, his body is made out of blades. And I collect swords and stuff. Like, that's something that
Yeah.
I do. I'm kind of, like, a total weirdo when it comes to that stuff. Because, like, I just really like the look of, like, swords and stuff.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
And so, Bisharp, he's literally made of swords. He's also, like, a fighter. Like, he's like, I'm gonna, like, be awesome. And I'm also steel. And so, yeah, he goes to my awesomeness.
We talked about how you're into like the knights and I'm into the dragons.
Yeah.
You're into the heroes, I'm into the villains.
Mhm.
That kind of carries over into this because mine is like a massive bug monster and yours is like a knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
Anyway, mine is Caesar,
Yeah.
which is my favorite Pokemon's evolved form.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I mean, it had to go there.
he has to
Like-
go there. Yeah. But I love that thing's design. Its Mega's fine.
Yeah.
It's competitively viable for sure, but that Caesar is just a classic look for me. And I had one in my original lineup, you know,
Yeah.
in silver. So
I actually really enjoyed the Mega. I'm just going to go and say it. I thought it was pretty cool.
I thought it was pretty cool, but because it's like my favorite, I've been thinking of how to make it more awesome than
Doesn't it have, like, chainsaw arms?
pretty much.
I think that's pretty baller.
It's pretty cool, but like since I was a child, I thought of how cool it could be, and I thought of everything. And
Okay.
nothing could have ever been as cool as what I thought they would have done.
Yeah.
But I like Scizor a lot.
Okay, so competitiveness.
Yes.
All right, so my competitiveness goes to something that actually gets kind of like it's a weird setup Pokemon. So
Oh, and boy, is it a setup
it's
Pokemon.
a pretty good setup Pokemon. You just throw this thing out and it's just hanging from the ceiling, having a grand old time. It's Ferrothorn. He's coming in hot with his spiky little body and his little rocky helmet on, and he's hanging from the ceiling, and he's like, boom, stones, boom, poison spikes. Can he learn poison spikes? I don't know if we ever made it. So I think it's an egg move.
It's an egg move,
Yeah,
so it's a lot of hassle.
It was just a pain in the butt, and then I just ended up selling eggs because I was a goofball.
Aw.
But I had a Ferrothorn, and it would just go out there.
He was pretty
and
good.
It had like super tankiness. It died to fire. It was just like fire just
4
like,
times.
ate it. But had super good defense, super good special defense, and then I would just throw out the spikes or preferably both kind of spikes, and then I would just sit there and I'd be like, cool. If you attack me, you're gonna get hurt because I'm made of spikes. Also, I got a rocky helmet on. That's like a crap ton of chunk of your health gone. Like, boom, slap.
The only thing more would be toxic, but even still.
Well, then it gets poisoned by the poison barbs that come out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it gets poisoned. It gets hurt by the rocky stones that are the floating stones. And it's just like...
Yeah, because those stack.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just having a bad time. And Ferrothorn's like, I'm literally hanging from the ceiling.
And the other one's like, my feet hurt.
Ow, stop. There's so much spikes in them.
You know what is actually a really good Pokemon that could go with Ferrothorn?
Who?
Is my competitive Pokemon.
Who?
I think he has the best name in Pokemonsters.
Really?
Really.
Oh, word.
It is so freaking awesome. Sounds like a dinosaur.
All right.
Bastiodon.
Boom.
What a name.
That's actually kind of strange.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
But if you set up a Ferrothorn who's like, I'm going to put all these spikes down, I'm going to poison everybody, and then I'm going to, if I get hit, Rocky Helmet. Bastiodon is like, I've got Sturdy, so you can't one-hit KO me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also not weak to fire.
Yeah.
Because I'm a ground type.
Yep.
So anything that, would be attacking Ferrothorn, you could potentially...
chunk out a Bastiodon.
Yeah, and maybe...
You're like, I'm going to build a wall. Boom.
Exactly.
You're like...
Yeah.
Thanks,
Steal
Mexico.
some of the hits. Thanks, Mexico. Thanks, Donald. GG.
Woohoo!
But I love Bastiodon.
Yeah.
I hated its face at first because it's
well.
actually really ugly. But I realized then that its face was a castle, and I was on board.
I'm pretty on board for that, but I feel like they could have done. All right, we'll leave that.
Oh boy. Let's do. What do you want to do first? Worst or let's do worst.
All right,
first.
let's do worst because that's a little segue. Guess what my worst Pokemon for Steel type
Wow,
is?
savage.
Bang! It's Bastiodon.
Thanks, bruh.
I think it looks just so silly, and I cannot get over it.
Oh, Bastiodon.
I'm like, your face is a castle, but it's also like an overcooked pancake.
No.
I'm like, oh, you poor soul. You kind of look like you just ran into a wall really hard.
Oh,
Like-
Bastiodon.
And also, you're short. You're
Hey, savage man.
It's like, hey, I'm kind of big for my size, but I'm on all fours, so I'm shorter than, like, I don't know, most Pokemon that run around on 2 legs. And then it's like, I got the underbite of a chicken,
I'm
and
pretty sure Bastiodon
is actually huge.
is bigger than every Pokemon we've mentioned so far.
Word. Let's figure this out.
There's no way to know. Go
Absolutely
for it. Keep
not.
talking smack, boy.
All right, this thing, it just looks so silly to me. It looks like pretty much any villain from Cartoon Network.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a foot bigger than your Pokemon. So,
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, word.
So you just got bodied.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear your worst Pokemon.
All right. So I've got this app where I'm looking through all the Steel type Pokemon. I'm like, oh, there's some bad Steel types.
And he was like, man, I really hate this Pokemon.
I hate Probopass. Can't stand his face. I hate Excadrill because he bodied my entire team in my first playthrough of Black and White 2. I hate. What is that?
What?
What is it? And then I see it.
Yep.
Wormadam.
Okay. So we kind of briefly touched on the fact that Alistair has this weird
Hold me back.
pseudo, like, pretty much Burmy and Wormadam, like, killed Alistair's father. Like, I don't really understand his hatred for it. It's like Cracker Barrel for him. Like,
I hate Cracker Barrel as well.
True
True story. Not even close to how much I hate Wormadam. No.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he hates Wormadam for some unknown reason. And we were just kind of like tinkering through the app, and we were like, "Oh, look at all these steel types." And he was like, "This Pokemon's dumb. I hate everyone." And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Wormadam." I was like, "Oh Lordy Jesus, what is happening?"
It's my least favorite Pokemon by a long shot.
Yeah.
I would.
Would you rather have a Wormadam or a Burmy?
Don't say that. Would I rather be shot in the head once or once? That's what you just said to me. I'm just trying to think of something, but I couldn't. I was like, I'd rather be shot in the head once than twice, actually. I like Garbodor much more than I like Wormadam.
And he hates Garbodor.
And I hate Garbodor. But I love it compared to that.
It is literally like pure golden chocolate that he can devour and still keep and sell.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so apparently, technically, Wormadam can be a steel bug type, if it uses the trash cloak.
What?
Which is true. Trash.
Trash cloak?
Maybe
That's the item?
Maybe I just made that up.
Did you just make that up?
Because I wanted it to be
because
trash.
You wanted it to be the poo-poo?
No, it's the trash cloak. So if it wears the trash cloak, it turns from being... So... Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. We're making him look at stats for Burmy and
Pretty much what happens with Burmy. If it's wearing the plant cloak, it's grass. If it's wearing the sandy cloak, it's ground. If it's wearing the trash cloak, it is trash.
You know,
but if it doesn't wear the trash cloak, it's also trash.
trash.
Anyway, I need to get off the topic of Wormadam because I'm going to explode.
He's actually visibly furious.
We need to save this for least favorite Pokemon at some point because I'm fuming.
Yeah, his blood's up.
My blood's up. It's the next closest is probably Meltank.
And well, all right, we'll talk about that.
I'm just thinking of things I hate.
Okay,
now.
Yeah. Now Alice just all right. Calm down, buddy.
Oh, okay.
All right.
How about
Take
this
some
one?
root beer. All right.
I'm out of root beer. We thought once we've done, we were doing our worst and our overall favorite, but we need our weird shout out Pokemon.
Yeah, the Pokemon that like for some reason just isn't clicking for us today, but we know we love it, and that for me is the Registeel. I'm like, man, Registeel is so cool. He's got all these little eyeballs. Those eyeballs are kind of freaky. And he kind of looks like a light bulb. For some reason, I'm not feeling Registeel today. Even though I know, like, deep down in my heart, I love Registeel.
I like the Reggies a lot.
I do too.
They're the Jewish golems, right?
Yeah.
How many times can I say that in one episode?
Well, no, like, Registeel I really enjoy. And I have like a Pokemon TCG Registeel that was part of one of my first decks. I just really enjoyed playing with it. And, I like the way it looks. But for some reason today, while we were going through them, I didn't think of it. And so it became my weird shout-out Pokemon. And I was like, your eyes are red, and I don't really like red eyes. They kind of freak me out.
Like Baby Aeron.
Yeah, like he wants to eat my children. He's like, hello, I'm actually going to eat your parents. And Baby Aeron's going to eat your children.
Oh my
and I'm like, oh man, I don't like this.
You're a monster.
Steel type Pokemon, what are you even doing?
Have you seen Lucario and the Secret of Mew? Registeel's in that movie. All the Reggies are in that movie. And the sound design on like their calls like floored me when I watched it. I was so impressed.
Yeah?
It's one of the coolest sounding Pokemon things ever.
I haven't actually heard it.
We should watch it sometime because the Regis show up and you expect the Regis are like 4 foot. It's like cool. They're like 15 feet tall.
Whoa.
And they're terrifying. And they have these beeps that it doesn't sound scary, but they're like so sinister.
Uh-huh.
They just beep in a certain pattern.
Kind of like the World of Worlds kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like that. Yeah, those things are terrifying. We should watch that movie sometime.
Word.
Anyway.
All right. So let's give our buddy here a weird shout out Pokemon.
Yes. Can I do 2? One of them's really short and awkward.
Yes.
All right. Well, the first one is not short or awkward. It's Empoleon.
Boom.
Which is my first steel type starter because the only steel type
Boom.
starter. But
Gotcha.
Gotcha. I love Piplup.
Yeah, you do.
I love Piplup so much.
So when Alistair went to college, he actually gave me a stuffed Piplup, and that was like our parting gift as friends.
I was like, keep this or die.
And I was like, I will, brother.
His name is Pippin.
Yeah.
Well, she.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Her
Pippin in
name
ages.
is Pippin. Yeah. She's hanging out in my room.
Yeah, she's having a good time.
She's like, hey, I'm a Piplup. And I'm like, sometimes you stare at me while I sleep, and it's weird.
Well, let me just turn you around.
Yeah. Oh, you're facing...
You wake up and it turns around
like,
again.
Alistair's here. And I'm like, no, he's not. Go away, Piplup.
Go back to sleep, Pippin. Yeah, so when I got fourth gen for the first time, I took one look at Torterra, was like, no thank you. Took one look at Infernape and quit the game. And then I promptly chose Piplup. And eventually got an Empoleon, and it was pretty sweet.
Confession time.
Uh-oh.
I actually played through, got an Infernape. I didn't really think it was all as terrible as I've said it was before.
I hate Infernape
I think Infernape is kind of cool in like a weird way. It's not like my favorite by any means, but I think it's pretty cool.
I need to make a definitive list of my least favorite Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because I was about to say Infernape is my second least favorite.
That's not even true.
But it's not.
No, it's
There's
not.
stuff like Stunfisk hanging out, Basculin, and then even worse, you have the other monkey Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which is a bad version of Infernape.
Yeah.
Great. Also, I'm mad that Infernape's not in Pokken.
Yeah, so am I.
What the heck is that about? It's like, it's a fighting type Pokemon.
Oh man, we just got Pokken.
Yeah, we just got Pokemon Tournament.
We're just having a grand old time. We think that this game is beautifully designed. Like the graphics and stuff are so good, and it's really fun to play like kind of pseudo competitively because neither of us are really good at fighting games. So it's just kind of like we're both even on the skill that we both suck, and so we're like, cool, let's go. And then it's just like those like two kids that like slap each other in the playground.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much what these Pokemon do.
That's exactly what happened.
Just the aesthetics, it just looks so good, so fluid, so like
the 60 frames per second is pretty sweet.
And also like, you know, it shows the height difference and all that kind of stuff. It shows
like who were you the first round? Because I was Sceptile.
Yeah. And
it was during the tutorial.
Yeah.
Sceptile and Lucario.
Uh-huh.
Lucario's like looking up to Sceptile because Sceptile's like 7 foot in this game.
Yeah, and you're like,
I loved
that's
it.
the way it's supposed to be. This is so cool.
I know. Sceptile jumped like 20 places in terms of my favorite grass Pokemon because of this game. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to our overall favorite steel type.
What is yours? Or do you want me to go first? Because I have one and you have two.
All right, go first.
Okay. My overall favorite is Steelix.
All right. That's pretty great.
Steelix is amazing.
He's got like rocks for bodies.
I had my mind blown when I saw Steelix for the first time because this is before the guide.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In silver. and it was so tanky.
He is so good.
It's
it was
so
like
tanky.
It was like, hello, isn't it? It's Mega. Doesn't it have the highest defense?
Highest defense tied with Shuckle.
And tied with Aggron.
Mega Aggron.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah, but you don't need a Shuckle to evolve twice and give it a Mega Stone.
That's true.
So it's
Evolve
just
once.
Yeah, it's just what? No.
Oh, Mega Aggron, you mean?
No, Shuckle.
What about it?
It don't need no evolution. It's just like I am a rack.
Yeah,
I
but
am
it has
actually
no
a
attack.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's poo-poo.
Yeah, it's pretty poo-poo. Watch, we're gonna have that one guy who's like, I love Shuckle. We're gonna be like, oh man,
We're gonna get letters.
Yeah.
I'll have you know that Shuckle is my homeboy.
Yeah, me and Shuckle go way back. All right, so Mega with all the super defense. It's got this super cool underbite. It's got this super cool like rod going through its chest. It's pretty awesome.
I'm not huge on the Mega.
Really?
It's fine.
I thought you would be in love with that. It's literally got like a galaxy
gravitational field
swirling around it.
It's pretty sweet. I mean, competitively, I think it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I actually would prefer to use a regular Steelix.
But all
like
that
focus,
defense.
like a focus band or something.
But all that defense is so good.
Nah.
I'm all about
It's
all
already
that
sturdy, so it doesn't really need wicked defense. I like regular Steelix with items instead of Mega. Personally,
good.
there's a couple Pokemon that are like that. You know, Mega Garchomp, of course. Garchomp doesn't even need Mega. It's so ridiculous.
It's like, I'm delicious. And you're like, okay.
He is massive in Pokken as well.
He is, yeah.
He looks like a land shark.
Yeah, which is like
That's
ironic.
kind of the point.
Because,
Anyway,
okay.
I like Steelix a lot. And it's probably just because he was in Gen 2 and I had a really tough time battling him when I was young. But yeah, awesome Pokemon.
When I was young, seems that life is so impossible to beat Steelix. It was impossible.
Wonderful.
It was impossible. Okay, so that.
So then they take me away.
Teach me how to beat a Steelix with fire types. Okay, so we're going.
But that ground type.
Yeah, boom! Take that, Super Tramp.
Do some rock slides, bruh.
So we are looking at two of my favorite Steel type Pokemon. And those are Aggron. I love Aggron because I played through 3rd gen a lot. And
Emerald.
Yeah. And Aggron was on my final team, and he was just my homeboy. He was like that guy, that Pokemon that like was like your bro friend. Like whenever you used him, you felt like you traveled alongside him. Like you would ride him around if you were in the Pokemon universe, and he would just be like prancing around. You'd be like, "Oh, Aggron, you're so freaking cool." He was like, "Yeah, I'm an Aggron." You know, it's like that's pretty baller. And then his Mega looks pretty sweet.
It's also really good.
It's also like the Hyper Tank.
Yeah, because it doesn't have weakness.
Well, and also that defense is like.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have weakness anymore.
Really?
So things that are super effective against it are just normal effective.
That's so good.
But everything is normal effective against it.
Yeah.
So
but,
like,
I mean, even then, it's just like, oh man, it's
but
just
720
like,
defense is out of this world.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, I can't handle this. It's like I'm gonna punch you and hurt myself.
Yeah.
All right, the second one is Metagross, because that is also 3rd gen, and Metagross is so cool. He's like, boom, one arm on the floor, boom, another, boom, boom, all 4 arms. Like,
and his brain is made of 3 supercomputers.
Yeah, he's just like, I am super intelligent, but also I'm gonna crush your face. Also, meteors are cool.
Meteors.
And then in the Mega that he has, I was again playing through Alpha Sapphire. Like the Mega is so huge.
He's enormous.
He's enormous. He takes up like half the screen when he's there. You're like, whoa, dude, calm down. Like, you're so huge. And then you're like, that's awesome, because like you've got these things floating around you. You're just like punching stuff. Like, man, you're so cool.
And you and I both got the
shiny one.
The shiny distribution of Beldum.
Yeah, and when it Mega Evolves, the cross on its face becomes blue.
Yes.
And blue is my favorite color. So I'm all about that. I was like, dang, look at that blue steel.
Dang,
I'm so good
yeah.
at that.
Have you ever seen Metagross without the cross?
No, does it look goofy?
It looks so doopy. Hold on, you want to see it?
Yeah.
I need to pull it up.
All right, do it.
Well.
All right, guys. Well, you know the drill. Please do subscribe to us on YouTube and the iTunes.
Oh, I thought you were doing filler.
No, dude, You're
actually doing stuff.
What?
Sorry, I was singing a cantina.
Nah. So, feel free to follow us. We're really excited that a lot of you guys jumped on as whoa,
That's medical.
It's also got red eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that is a thing of nightmares.
Anyway.
Oh man.
What were you saying?
It's so scary.
Oh yeah, so on Facebook.
Oh
Bite
yeah.
Size Lemons.
So okay, oh gosh, that's so scary. I don't like it. Oh, it's so terrible. Okay, all right. So it's so scary. I don't like it at all.
I've ruined Metagross. Now he's the weird shout out Pokemon.
Okay. On Facebook we had a lot of people catch on and start. We had a lot of people start catching on, and we got a lot of likes right off the bat, and so we thank you guys for following us there. Please do invite your friends. We really want to, be able to reach out to people and get them to listen to our nerdiness, because we think we're pretty funny.
Oh
or
boy,
at least
do we!
Alistair thinks he's pretty funny.
Aww.
And
yeah, so we're on iTunes now, as probably a lot of you know. So yeah, just Bite Size Lemons on iTunes or Facebook, but also the BSL at gmail.com and the BSL
everywhere.
Wait, the BSL podcast at gmail.com and then the BSL podcast at Podomatic.
Yeah. So hey,
and Twitter.
Here's to you guys.
Hey,
and
cheers to the listeners.
Yeah. Hey, cheers to the listeners.
Boop boop.
All right, high five time.
All right, let's high five.
That's all.